Welcome back into Studio 10. Mobile County is still leading the number of COVID-19 cases in the state of Alabama. Tomorrow, Perspectives talks with some government leaders as the state continues to move forward with reopening. Eric Reynolds is here this morning to tell us all about it. Eric, good to see you again.
Good morning. Thank you.
So we were talking about last week, we restarted Perspectives. It was the first live one back since we had the pandemic going on. And last week we talked with some of the people from the Mobile County Health Department.
That's right. Our Chief Health Officer, Dr. Eichel, who is a part of that United Command.
So, and this week kind of taking that another step forward, getting some more insight from some government leaders.
That's right. And of course, I make sure I mentioned Dr. Murphy, a part of that last week. Now, this week we have the other two members of the United Command with Mayor Sandy Stimpson with the city of Mobile, of course, and Commissioner Merceria Ludgood with Mobile County. And so we talked to them about where we are, how do they think we got to this point, considering Mobile being the leader in the state after surpassing Jefferson County, which a county almost twice the population of Mobile County, and yet the last 3 weeks we've been, in that driving seat, so to speak, and sadly, not only cases but deaths as well for the state. So wondering if they saw this coming. Why do they think that in the midst of this area here we have these hot numbers while Monroe County just barely 20 and Baldwin County not even 300 in comparison to the high number approaching 2,000 here in this county. So we talk about that, and we also talk about what they are telling their residents and citizens now to do as relates to these stay-at-home orders changing and evolving, coming through the governor's office. So what do we do now?
So, you're going to want to tune into the full Perspectives to get the deeper dive into this and hear the complete answers. But in a nutshell, what do they attribute to our area being such a hotspot compared to some of the other areas?
Well, one thing they say is we've done more testing. And that's my question always. Now, well, are they testing people in Monroe County? Wondering. Because I have a friend there who actually drove to Mobile to get a test after being with somebody who was testing positive. So testing number one, they believe that the I-10 corridor has a lot to do with it because we're between Louisiana and Florida, two states that have a higher concentration of cases. And then, of course, Mardi Gras may have been an influencing factor to launching it here, and the diagnosis, coming about 2 weeks to 3 weeks after Mardi Gras was over, which was the end of February.
Right.
So those are three of the things, and then a couple of the things that they are looking at, trying to get a better understanding of the explosion in Mobile County. Now, one of the things they say is that of these counties here in southwest Alabama, we're the most urban as it relates to the city of Mobile. So that could also be another major factor.
And then, of course, in these conversations, it is such a hard thing to figure out what is the right thing to do, what are the right steps to take when it comes to reopening or not reopening. Does Mayor Stimpson touch on that somewhat? He
does indeed, because his concern of being a businessman, he understands the feelings of the business people, the community of owners, and then, of course, the employees, and he's 100% in their corner. But at the same time, as the man in the hot seat, so to speak, having to make that decision, he has to listen to the health officers and Dr. Eichel and Dr. Murphy with their scientific data, because Dr. Murphy, as you know, she served at the CDC at one time. So they have the expertise. And so, yeah, you can hear that wondering, I've got to make the best decision for my community. And I think right now it's a very interesting time, because at one of the conferences, he asked the question, when will we know if what we're doing is positive or negative?
Right.
And so we're in that little window now of starting to see. And as you and I reported, unfortunately, we had a rise on that 24-hour period between Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's right.
And so, you've got to wonder, but they do feel that they are better qualified, or prepared, I should say, right now to respond to a flare-up or a hotspot. So that's one of the good things that comes out of this interview.
If you want to hear the complete interview and this complete edition of Perspectives, how can they do so?
That's right. Please tune in tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock here on Fox 10, right after Matt Barentine and Asha Staples with the morning news. Then, of course, if that time doesn't work for you, you can always pull us up on our YouTube channel or the website.
Yeah, if you're looking for the most up-to-date local information, a local take on that, not everything that's happening nationally, you can get that a full dose on Perspectives tomorrow morning. So check it out. Eric, thank you so much.
Joe, thank you.